Our pleasure to bring in the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell, for his monthly checkup on BYUSN. Greg, nice to have you back on the program. How are you?
Good to be with you again. Doing well.
Glad to hear that. We've been discussing expectations for one Matt Bushman today and the BYU tight end group. This based off of what Steve Clark said last week to the Deseret News, that he's going to wear Matt Bushman out and he's going to wear that tight ends group out. So what do you expect from Matt Bushman specifically, knowing that Steve Clark is going to push hard for him to get the ball more?
I expect Matt Bushman to do what only one other BYU Cougar has ever done, and that is lead the team in receiving yards in 4 consecutive seasons.
All right.
The only guy to do it is Cody Hoffman. Of course, he's a wide receiver. Maybe a little tougher to do at the tight end spot, but I think Matt can do it. Matt's already led BYU in receiving yards as a freshman, as a sophomore, and as a junior. If they're going to wear him out, they'll probably do it as a senior. So it'd be 4 straight for Matt Bushman. And let's also note, of his previous 3 years, he also led the team in catches in 2 of those 3 years. Freshman and sophomore, Micah Simon picked him for the receptions lead last year.
Yeah, and it was just barely, right? It was neck and neck. It was by 4 catches, so crazy. I said that I want to see a 60, 606 touchdown year. We've only seen 4 seasons of this. Gordon Hudson did it twice. David Mills did it once. Dennis Pitta did it once. I don't think that's crazy to think 60 catches, 600 yards, and 6 touchdowns. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's reasonable. He's been around 50 2 times, and he's been over 600 once, in the 500s a couple times. So, yeah, that's right. They're right in the ballpark.
And touchdowns are a little subjective because it's just kind of random. You catch that ball in that part of the field, right? But I expect him to be targeted much more, and then we'll see the increase there. Do you feel like BYU can target him more, or is he a guy that's going to get doubled and open up the offense, perhaps?
Well, I mean, he's a target monster already. I mean, BYU looks to him more than anyone else to begin with. I think we're going to see a lot more of the same with Matt Bushman. Maybe to a greater degree, it's his last year. It could be his best year that way. But he's already been a guy, garnering a ton of attention. And again, I just expect it to continue. A touchdown every other game, that's reasonable, right? I mean, you play 12, 13 games, 6 touchdowns. Once every 2 games, you're in the end zone with a couple of big games here and there. I think those numbers you mentioned are really feasible.
The voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell, with us on BYU Sports Nation. BYU bringing back the experience of Matt Bushman on the offensive side. Khyiris Tonga also announced that he's going to come back and not pursue a professional football career. But is Khyiris or somebody else the defensive player that you think will have the biggest impact on the 2020 BYU football season?
Well, I'm genuinely curious to see how Zane Anderson, succeeds back at safety. I think it could be a good move for him and for the team. And that's maybe my biggest curiosity might be there. And if Zane has a great year there, that could be big for BYU. Health seems to be the biggest concern with Zane, just getting through a year, right? And maybe moving him back to where he's going to be playing this year might help the body a little bit. That said, he's a heat seeker and he's going to throw his body around, and that's what you love about him. So that could be an impactful move on defense, but I hate to be cliche on this one, but I think Khyiris Tonga kind of makes it go. His numbers may not jump off the page. Nose tackles and inside guys rarely get the big numbers. If you look at the next level, Aaron Donald is maybe an example of someone who can actually do that as an inside player, but those kinds of players are rare, where they can put up maybe end numbers from an inside position. And again, Khyiris's numbers may not be overwhelming that way, but I think the impact he can have inside will allow BYU to do things it would like to do outside.
And the hope is that he can be a 3-down guy. BYU's been pulling him off the field quite a bit, whether that's a schematic thing or maybe just a conditioning thing. I'm not quite sure. But I want to talk about ZAYNE again. His versatility is unbelievable. He could play. They dabbled in at cornerback with him in spring. Obviously, safety is kind of where he was. He played linebacker. I love him on the field the whole time, no matter whether BYU's in nickel and maybe he's the nickel, or they need to put him down at linebacker to guard a tight end or something, or put him in the box. He can do almost anything for this defense.
And I think BYU's DB play as a group is going to have to be huge this year. For what BYU wants to get done, there are going to have to be some stars out of that collection of players this year. And Zane Anderson is as good a candidate as any. I'm such a fan of his. And again, just only wish and cross fingers hard that he can play a 12, 13 game season, that his body will let him do it. He's that good.
Greg Wrubell on BYU Sports Nation. We have begun a conversation where we are discussing the biggest game each month for BYU. And so we've broken these into groups of 4. Greg, I want you to give me the biggest game out of each of these groups of 4, starting with September. At Utah, Michigan State at LaVell Edwards Stadium.
Stop.
Okay. All right.
First one.
Okay. All right. Okay. First one.
Of course.
Next group, October. Utah State in Provo, Missouri in Provo, Houston in Provo, nice little home stretch there, and then BYU playing at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview, Illinois, against the Northern Illinois Huskies.
You know, I do believe in the value of rivalry games and rivalry wins. So Utah State jumps off the page, but hey, it's an SEC game, and you only get so many chances against the big names. Even though Missouri's not, maybe a top tier SEC program, I think Mizzou's the big one in October. It's P5, it's SEC, it's in your building. And so as much as I, want BYU to get back-to-back wins over the Aggies and get that thing back to where it's supposed to be, I'll go with Mizzou in October.
Okay, Greg, then the Final Four, and there are some meaningful games in November. At Boise State, BYU's never won there, 0-5 all-time on the Blues. San Diego State, a revenge game back in Provo. North Alabama, and then at
Live on
Stanford
BYU TV
to close out the season. Where do you have in November?
Well, I just went P5 in October, so I should probably stick with Stanford, right, in November. But no, I'm going back to Boise because BYU's never won up there. It got to happen, right? The BYU's been so competitive up there. So many heartbreakers on the blue turf. They've left that game blue year after year, and this has to be, it has to be the year. It'd be great if it were the year. And so I'll go with Boise State having to finally get a win up there.
Everyone gets motivated by different things, Greg. I'm interested to see Zach Wilson in starts against teams he's already lost to, that perhaps he remembers and wants to avenge in some way, right? So Utah, obviously BYU's up 20-0 when Zach's starting as a freshman there. And then you look at, Northern Illinois is a game that got away from BYU, didn't score enough, 7-6 in 2018. Boise State, a 5-point loss. Zach takes a sack, perhaps could have thrown it away, right? And then San Diego State, of course, he's playing with, the football that he couldn't grip, but BYU had injuries. So those are 4 games that kind of stick out in terms of Zach Wilson has an opportunity to, with the team, of course, but go win a game that BYU lost in the last 2 seasons.
Well, if Zach is the starter, as we presume he will be, you just hope that all those games matter throughout the season, and then he's the guy, if he's the guy, because as we've discussed, and it's pretty clear, having one guy be the guy for the whole season has been a rare thing for BYU over the last many years. And so, while we bring up Zach, maybe he won't be the only guy needed this year. Again, I think it's great if it is. I think it's great if your number one guy, ostensibly your best guy, is your only guy for 12 or 13 games. That means things are going well. And BYU hasn't had one of those years in quite a while.
Greg Wrubell with us on BYU Sports Nation. Before you go, Greg, let's talk a little BYU basketball. Mark Pope and his staff have been very, very busy in the transfer portal this offseason. They obviously landed Matt Harms. That was a huge get for BYU. But they're still in need of a ball handler, a potential combo guard. So is Jesse Wade potentially that guy? And if not, then what does BYU do?
Yeah, Jesse's whole situation hinges on, the ability to get that knee and that leg right again and then have it last for a season. The way it looks right now, BYU's looking at either, I think, 1 or 2 open scholarships. A lot of that's depending on the status of a previous scholarship player in Jesse Wade. So, 1 or 2 spots to fill, but the group he's got already with say 11 committed scholarships, not including Jesse, 12 including Jesse. It's a pretty well-rounded group. And again, maybe we don't know who that guy is yet because AB is going to handle, the bulk of the point guard minutes. But, maybe somebody else already on that roster would be a guy able to jump up and play some minutes there, if not Jesse. And again, the hope is, the crossing of the fingers is that Jesse Wade gets back. But we have, it's been so long. Think about it. It's probably his high school year or his senior year of high school, right? When he last played, like a 30, 35-minute meaningful basketball game, right? It's been a long, long time for that guy. And so it would be great. He'd be a great story because, his career has taken, he has hit the pause button for quite a while now. due to the mission and transfer and now health. And so just having him back would be a great story. And then, of course, tactically could really help BYU at that guard spot.
And he's super old, so that's a huge advantage for BYU athletics, right? Yeah.
It always is. It always is.
Every year, BYU's winning championships in football and basketball, right? Let's finish with this. Friday, we're going to do another reviewable show on the 80-81 men's basketball team. Of course, this is Danny Ainge and Fred Roberts and Greg Kite and the Elite Eight. What do you recall about that team and or the legacy of perhaps being the greatest team in BYU history in hoops?
Well, I wasn't a BYU guy at that time. I was a high school student up in Canada and wasn't really into BYU sports yet. That would take a few years. With
this
my
is breaking news to our
19,
audience.
Yeah, being 1984 for me. But of course, you educate yourself and the immediate legacy is the no-brainer, right? It's Elite Eight. I mean, a team that takes you to the Elite Eight is something very special. That legacy lasts forever. The fact you can put multiple guys on NBA rosters out of that team as well. It's great when BYU gets a player drafted or a player to the league, and that was the team putting multiple guys in the NBA, including, of course, the guy who would go on to score more professional points than any other BYU player ever in Danny Ainge. And so the legacy kind of speaks for itself, but then also you have a team that produces a highlight that still gets played back in non-BYU circles every year with Danny Ainge against Notre Dame, and that's a great thing to have too.
Greg, we're 87 days away from BYU football potentially and hopefully taking on Utah to kick off the season. What's on your agenda as far as preparation goes 87 days out?
Hey, we just got our team of interns solidified, and that's a big thing to do in the offseason to make sure we have enough bodies to go around to cover BYU sports the way we want to in the fall and winter. That's the big thing. There'll be a little bit of vacation time coming up here, and during that time, it'll be a lot of rule book reading and college football preview magazine reading and all that stuff. So my vacations are vacations, but I'm always sneaking the work in somehow just to make sure that I'm ready, come that first day of the season.
You got to love it, Greg. You're reading the rule books on vacation.
I'm a fun guy. I am a lot of fun.
I know you're a fun guy.
Greg, it's great to talk to you, man. Thanks for the time. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, all right, go Cougs.
Greg Wrubell on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why, we show how.
There's a reason Greg is really good at what he does.
It's because he dives into rule books on vacation.
Listen, I try and read the rule books too, but I'm not at that level. Like one day I want to be at that level, but maybe not on vacation level, but I don't know. Love it.
That is next level.
Okay, coming up.